Belarusian opposition leader Svetlana Tikhanovskaya has expressed her concerns with the ongoing situation in Ukraine. Tikhanovskaya, who calls herself the national leader of Belarus, slammed the current president Alexander Lukashenko for helping Russia invade Ukraine. She also expressed her solidarity with Ukraine.
On behalf of Belarusians and Belarus, I want to emphasize that we support and stand in solidarity with the people and government of Ukraine. The future of Europe is being decided right now. Ukraine has been under an unprovoked brutal attack from Russia since Thursday. We didn't stop the regime from providing Russia with infrastructure and land for the invasion. Belarus became an aggressor, and we are ashamed of this. Because we didn't choose to be aggressors, not this time, not ever in our history. I call on the international community to help Ukraine defend itself and support Belarusians. There cannot be narratives that Belarus has lost its independence. It's not. All these days I have been in touch with Belarusians, stressing clearly, we need to protect our sovereignty. We need to stop this war. I also addressed the Belarusian army and military officials. They have the right not to follow Lukashenko's orders. He made Belarus a full-fledged participant in the invasion and thus committed high treason. So I announced that I'm taking on the responsibility as the national leader of Belarus and will create a transitional cabinet. My goal is to protect the sovereignty and independence of our country and to represent our state in security negotiations and crisis management in the region. And our joint aim is to stop the war and the humanitarian catastrophe in Ukraine, Belarus, and all of Europe.
And for more details on Belarus's role in this conflict, WION correspondent Julia Chapman has sent us this report from Rostov.
Well, there has been a rush of people before the invasion of Ukraine. In fact, about just over a week ago, the separatist leaders of the Donetsk and Luhansk so-called People's Republics, the breakaway regions, announced an evacuation of those areas to Russia, and tens of thousands of people did indeed come here. We understand from state news agencies this morning, as of now, there are 122,000 evacuees from eastern Ukraine. We understand, though, that the trickle of people has in fact slowed over the past few days because the regions have in fact announced a pause in the evacuation since Russia invaded. Now they believe they have the protection of the Russian army and are deeming it less urgent to evacuate those areas. But there are still people coming. Around 4,000 people arrived here in the Rostov region in the last day, and they are still being given accommodation, shelter, food, SIM cards, and about 10,000 Russian rubles, approximately $130 per person. But many of them are being moved pretty quickly from the Rostov region to other parts of Russia. Many other areas have offered to take in evacuees from this part of Ukraine.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.